to round 3 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of February 24th. I'm Nicole Erdix, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
And Terry Morrow.
Hello.
We're mums of teens and young adults, and when it comes to parenting, we've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. But we're still waiting for that day when we'll reach the finish line and have no further need to lay down in a dark room with a wet rag over our eyes, worrying about something or other. Wednesday is complaint day here on the Parenting Roundabout, and today we're talking about sleep, or, of course, in my case in particular right now, lack thereof.
It is very appropriate that we're doing this on a day when you are getting up at a ridiculous hour to record with us.
It's not so much a ridiculous hour, it's that I went to bed at a ridiculous hour because of my flight. But this is in reference to an article in at parents.com that talks about the fact that parents stay up too late. And this is actually about parents of little kids staying up too late to get some time alone. Mm-hmm. But we're here to tell you that this only gets worse as your kids get older.
It does not stop.
And it does not stop. I would argue that it's just as bad, if not worse, when they're older, because you are up worrying about them, even though they are not toddlers and babies.
Right.
You're still up worrying about them, whether they're at home or not. So
yeah, and the problem is that, you know, the space between their bedtime and your bedtime keeps shrinking until it disappears, and then it becomes inverse. And it's really, it's very difficult to feel like you're getting the appropriate amount of sleep. So,
yeah. Well, and in my case, for example, last night, my flight got in late, and then it was about 1 a.m., 1:30 when I got home. But just as I pulled into the driveway, my daughter FaceTimed me because she couldn't sleep. So, as I was looking forward to bounding in the house and
crashing,
hopping into bed, she wants to talk. So I'm talking to her, and then she's starting to fall asleep. So she says, "Okay, good night, Mom." So she hangs up.
Now you're wide awake.
And I still have to get in the house. And I'm wide awake because I've been talking to her. But I still have to get in the house and I'm back. And, by this time it's like 2:30. So, yeah, it just doesn't end, people. Heads up.
Although the other day, this is funny, my 14-year-old, he had gotten up very early one morning, a school morning, because he had to go to school for sports. And so then that night he crashed it must have been 7:30 or something. Like, he fell asleep.
Wow.
And I figured that was it for the night. Like, I went in his room and he was asleep with all the lights on and, his phone, like, playing a video, like he was out. So I turned off his light and left. And then it turns out that he woke up at like 2 a.m. or something and couldn't go back to sleep. But he did not wake me up. But I kept hearing the next day about all the things that he did. He's like, I watched an entire lacrosse game on YouTube. And then he's like, then I decided to go bike to the lighthouse and watch the sunrise.
What?
It's like, he left the house. It's like a block away, this lighthouse. But then he came home and said, well, and then I decided, in case you would be mad that I left the house, I made breakfast. So then he brought my husband and me breakfast in bed because he was trying to make sure that we... And I honestly did sleep through all of this.
Wow.
I only found out later. So that is the plus side. A toddler would not do that.
No.
Definitely they are self-sufficient at that time, or that point.
If a toddler woke up at 2 a.m., you would definitely know about it.
What about your kids, Terry? They're adults, so
Yeah.
do they let you know if they're up at night or can't sleep or?
No, they never have, really. My daughter has always been a early to bed, fall asleep, wake up early in the morning and do her thing person. And my son, we have no idea whether he sleeps or not because he goes to bed and we never hear from him. Even when he was a baby, we never heard from him. He would, rock himself in his crib and we would never know. So probably, sadly, because in the orphanage, nobody runs and pays attention to you if you wake up. So my daughter had 4.5 years of that and my son had 18 months of it. So I guess they were kind of trained that, no. So that's not a problem. It used to be that we would stay up late because we had got that together time after they went to bed when they were little. So that was nice. And then that's when we would watch all our TV shows and stuff. We try to do that now, but, their going to bedtime has gotten later and we have gotten older. So our falling asleep on the couch time has gotten earlier. So quite often we will, my daughter will go to bed. My son will be in his room doing whatever he does. And then we will start watching something and fall asleep. And then like an hour or two later, my son will come out and say, hey, you guys want to put me to bed? And wake us up and we'll say prayers kind of sleepily and then he'll go to bed. So it's, we no longer can grab that kid-free time because, we are senior citizens and, no matter how much we like to think we can stay up for a few hours, we'll look at the clock. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. It's too early to go to bed. It's 12 o'clock. It's too early to go to bed. We're out on the couch. So.
Yeah, I think you don't really think about that when your kids are getting older. The whole maybe the hands-on bedtime is no longer a big thing, but it's just the either alone time or spouse time that suddenly we don't have that anymore.
Right. Yeah, and we still do have this formality of all saying prayers together before bed, but usually, quite often now, it's our son waking us up on the couch to kind of stumble sleepingly into where my daughter is sleeping in her bed and saying prayers. So it's, at some point, I think everybody's just going to give up and go to bed, and maybe that tradition will pass away. I'm not sure.
It seems like he likes it, though, because
I think he does,
He initiates
He's waking you up.
Yes. We also have this tradition that's kind of disgusting. Maybe I'll take this out of the episode, but when my son brushes his teeth at night, he has to prove to us that he brushed his teeth, so he comes and he breathes in my face. So he has to do that before he can go to bed. He'll come and he'll go, and then we'll say prayers and we'll go put him to bed. And, my husband puts out his clothes for the next day. So there's this whole thing. I can't believe we still do that, really, but I do still require proof that he brushed his teeth. So I guess it's okay. But
whatever works. Everyone has their own unique things that they do.
Yeah. So our sleeplessness situation for my husband and me is not that we're staying up late after the kids go to bed. It's that we're falling asleep on the couch and waking up at 4 a.m. and then going and getting in bed and not being able to fall back to sleep because that's another old person thing. If you wake yourself up enough to get your butt off the couch, you ain't never going back to sleep. So, yeah. Sleeplessness is a problem. And then, I'm lucky that I get to work at home, but I still have to drive my son to his job. And so it's have I had enough sleep that I can safely drive a minivan down Route 80 at 65 miles an hour? Maybe not.
Well, Missy doesn't think so.
My driving is not what concerns me. It's the people who change lanes at, 95 miles an hour from nowhere to suddenly in front of you that I worry about. And I wonder if they got enough sleep. Possibly not.
Probably as much as what you did. It seems to be a common theme.
Yep. Well, maybe we just all need to go and take a nap right now. Or maybe you, our listener, sleep deprived from last night, have fallen gently into slumber while listening to our dulcet tones. At any rate, we'll say, that's it for today's round 3. Tune in tomorrow when we'll obsess about saying I love you and then come back on Friday to see what we've come up with for our Roundabout Roundup picks this week. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. Sweet dreams.